Hello and welcome. You can find a real-time ASMR video of the process of this drawing on my channel. In this video I will speed up the video a bit, double speed, and I will give some comments. As you can see, I start straight with drawing the eye. I would recommend a beginner to first outline the face properly. When you have more experience, you can also try this approach. There is a sort of entertainment element in what I'm doing. So what I'm doing in my drawings is not always the best practice if you're starting to draw. I mean, I make these for fun often, but when you are learning to draw, I would try to carefully outline the details first, and I will make a video on that. But when you have more experience, you can try this approach as well. I tend to immediately add tonal values in the eye that I'm drawing. I like it when an eye, or anything that I'm drawing, but I start with the eye. I like it when that eye immediately has some character. So you are not just filling up outlines and let's say dutifully adding tonal values, but I want it to have character as well as I am developing the drawing. It was a consideration to what extent I would make this a minimalistic drawing. So there is not much shadow to work with, so you have to make it more or less a minimalistic drawing, because there is not really much to make darker. And so you could do it. I mean, you could work this, you could edit this photograph, make it a bit darker, give it more tonal value, but I like to keep it simple this way. And I just I'm not saying it's really a minimalistic drawing, but it's a bit in the middle of it. It's not really, I don't use a lot of tonal value in this. It's a consideration. Are you going to only draw the eyes and the nose and the mouth and make it really minimalistic? Or are you also going to add part of the overall shape of her face, the chin, the hairs? So that's why I'm saying it is not really a minimalistic. It's a bit in the middle, because I also added her chin and some tonal value. So that's something to think about. As you can see, I am drawing the eyebrows, and I draw them by adding accentuations. I do not just fill in outlines, but I want to add something to the character of this part of the face with each new addition, each new accentuation. So every part that I am drawing has influence on her expression. I do not add a lot of shadow to her face. It's like a delicate balance. How much shadow are you going to add in the drawing? And sometimes less is more. Are you going to make a really tonal drawing, lots of tonal value, or keep it light? Keep it light. I go from one area to the other area, adding little accentuations, and while I am defining her face more, I also want to add more to the expression. And what you could say is the energy of the drawing. Adding accentuations is also adding a certain heartbeat to a drawing, so it's something to think about. I want to make a lively drawing. Adding some strong darker areas here to define her face more. When you go to a certain extent in drawing a shadow in one area, you have to look at the whole drawing. It needs to be balanced. Do you need to add more of such similar accentuations then? So sometimes you have to wonder, shall I really put this accentuation or this dark area here? Because you might have to do all over her face more of those darker areas or accentuations. So sometimes it's a choice to what extent you are going to develop this drawing. How far do you bring it in tonal value and shadow, and to what extent do you leave it at certain points, leave it light? Do you keep the drawing quite minimalistic, or are you going to work it out further with all kinds of tonal values and details? Especially tonal values in this respect are important to consider. I'm adding more detail and tonal values here, accentuations to the eyes. Towards the end of the drawing process, it's always good to take a break. It can change your pace of working. When you have done a lot of drawing and you get into a certain flow, it is good to have that, but at some point you might need to break that flow. Have a drink, take a walk, and it will change your pace, and oftentimes you can return to your drawing much more concentrated, calmer, and you can see things more clearly than in finishing certain details. So that's an important thing to consider, and it's very easy. Just take a break sometimes and see your own drawing with fresh eyes that way. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please consider subscribing to my channel and click on the bell so you won't miss any of my videos. And thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye.